Hello, divine creations, divine marvels, children of God. Thank you so very much for dropping by this video. I am delighted to share about a very profound healing I just experienced. To anyone new to this channel is dedicated to the life and teachings of to my heart, a very special spiritual teacher named Bruno Groening. You can find out more about him and his teachings in the link to the side or below. So I, like many people, came to the teachings of Bruno Groening seeking physical healings. And I had a lot of health issues, which I'm happy to say all of them healed. Thank you, God. That's what I was drawn to, and that's what I first heard about. And then I heard people talking about the healing of relationships, the healing of life situations, help with neighbors, help with legal problems, help with their car getting fixed. And I was, what is this? I came here because I got problems with my body. But it opened my mind of like, okay, well, maybe it's possible for this divine healing energy to also help with other things. Like at that point in time, it was a stress. I didn't even really believe it could help with my body. I was open. I was kind of like experimenting. And I'm glad to say the experiments proved successful. But this idea that relationships could heal or that life situations could be helped by this divine energy, that was kind of too much for me to fathom. It no longer is. So that's a little bit of my background. So with this particular healing, so I met someone on a personal ad, a website. We went on a few dates. It was very, very special, very deep, very intense. And we felt that it was mutual, that there's something here, but dating partners, that's not it, but let's stay in touch. Those feelings were mutual. And so we stayed in touch, and we kind of started to talk about doing a creative project together. Kind of just nothing serious, but just kind of like dabbling in it. And then all of a sudden this project, this idea came that we were like, yes, we were both really excited to collaborate on it. And then a third person got involved who was part of that industry, who had all this knowledge and experience that could help. And then all of a sudden it was this very exciting creative project, and we were fired up about it and just like, wow, thank you. Like, this is miraculous. And then it went south kind of very quickly. And there was conflict and disconnect, and there was just no way to resolve. I actually hired a professional mediator to try and resolve it. Not just to resolve so we could do the creative project, but I really valued this friendship. That didn't work. And so we just went our separate ways and literally didn't talk for almost 3.5 years. I was very hurt, very angry, very resentful. It was honestly quite devastating. The loss of the friendship, the loss of the creative project. The creative project was like a dream come true for me. So the pain went really deep. It was very hard to let go of that pain. Over time, I slowly began to, and every now and then I would tune in and ask for help with this situation, ask for help healing of my own hurt, healing for this situation. And over time, I began to see that, I had done a number of things because I was blaming and attacking this person. And that kept the pain going. And so over time, I began to see like, oh, I messed up here. ooh, like, yes, that person did some things I didn't like, but wow, I did some things I didn't like. And it was very humbling because for a solid year or two, I was very judgmental, very blaming this person. And slowly over time, I began to get clear of, wow, I really did some things that I feel bad about. Like I messed up. And wow, the feelings I have, this feels like stuff from my past. Like, yes, this person did some things that I didn't like and I don't feel good about. However, these kind of explosive feelings, this person didn't cause them. And so I very slowly began to forgive. It was a very it was a slow process. I held on to this one for a while. And every now and then, again, I would just ask, please, Bruno, help me with this emotional pain. Help me to forgive this person. Please bless this person. Please, resolution in me. And oh, it'd be so nice um, if it could be resolved between her and I. I didn't know if it could. I hoped that it could. And then out of the blue, after 3 years, I got a very kind email from her saying that, she didn't feel good about how things ended and was I available to talk. And I was initially a little scared. I was a little suspicious, but as I tuned in, um, well, before that, so I decided to go on a 3-month retreat. And like day 4 of the retreat, I got her email. And I was a little suspicious and a little scared, but mostly open. And I just said, hey, I'm doing this 3-month retreat and I'll reach out afterwards. And on this retreat, I went through such deep changes that when I emerged and I reached out to her, we had a profoundly healing conversation. Profoundly. I cried. I said I was sorry. She said she was sorry. I took responsibility for things that I did. She took responsibility for things she did, places where we both fell short. And it's looking like we're going to be friends again. If nothing else, it was profoundly healing, but it looks like the friendship is on its way back. And the thing that is, so this was profound on so many levels. One level is it was a very gradual healing. And I've talked about that. Some healings happen instantaneously, and some of them, they take some time. So that's the first thing, is just that reminder to myself of like things take time. The second is the sheer grace of the timing of her reaching out to me. If she had reached out a little sooner, I probably would have just been, but it was just perfect. And because I needed, and if she had reached out and I had said yes, the conversation would have been a mess. It's like I needed this 3-month retreat. And what happened on this retreat to happen before this healing conversation would happen. And the beauty of it is the major shift happened Christmas Day, sunrise of Christmas Day. I stayed up all night and I just had a profound shift as the sun rose. And that is what set the stage for this, one of the most healing conversations of my life, because the pain went so deep for me. And I can't speak for her. I know it went deep. The pain went deep for her. So just the way in which it was orchestrated. I started my retreat. She reached out. I had the profound shift on Christmas Day towards the end of my retreat. And So I just, my deep, deep gratitude to limitless God, which can do anything, which can just orchestrate life in the perfect way. This goes back to Bruno's teaching that life is a school, and things, everything that happens in essence is a lesson, and there's something behind it guiding the lessons. And in this case, it was just 100%. The whole thing was guided. So thank you so very much for dropping by. And I want to say, if you feel like there's a health situation or a life situation or relationship that just can't heal, what I would, looking back on this, because I thought the relationship won't heal. I knew it would heal eventually. I didn't think it would heal in this lifetime. And I didn't know if I could ever fully forgive her. And I'm beyond forgiveness. There's just complete understanding, acceptance, compassion, and love for this person again. Is tune in, and just, ask and just forget about the problem and tune in, and trust. If I could go back in time to myself that was really hurting, I would say, I see that you're hurting, and give this problem over to God and Bruno. Tune in, and it will heal. The how and the when, that's not up to you. That's not up to you, dude. That's up to the big dude. And the big dude's helper, Bruno. Your job is to give it away, to have faith that it will heal, to tune in, and to leave the timing up to God. And there were so many lessons I had to go through to get to this healing. I had to see my part in it. I had to see that my feelings were bigger than the situation. And there was a lot of other lessons. Some of them are personal. I don't feel to share them just yet. But the final lesson was, this is going to heal. I don't know when. I don't know how, but it's going to heal, and to really come to that commitment. So thank you so very much for dropping by, and I wish you a blessed day of striving for the divine, striving for healing, and leaving the results up to God. Thanks so much.